Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we dive into the amazing world around us. Today, we're talking about our closest living relatives, chimpanzees. These incredible animals have long fascinated us with their smarts and complex social lives. But one of their most captivating behaviors? It's their sophisticated use of tools, a skill passed down through generations. Think about that. Tool use, learning, tradition. It's a window into the evolution of technology and culture, not just in primates, but maybe even in our own ancient ancestors. It was back in the 1960s that Jane Goodall made her groundbreaking observations. She saw chimpanzees in Gombe Stream National Park, Tanzania, making and using tools to fish for termites. This completely shattered the idea that tool use was uniquely human. The famous paleoanthropologist Louis Leakey even said, "Now we must redefine tool, redefine man, or accept chimpanzees as humans." That's how big a deal it was. Since then, research across Africa has shown an astonishing variety in chimpanzee tool use, proving just how ingenious they are. So what's in a chimp's toolkit? You'd be surprised. They have a whole array of tools, mostly for getting food. Sticks are a common favorite for digging out ants and termites. And get this, techniques vary between communities. Some use short sticks to break mounds open, bigger sticks to make holes, and then a special fishing probe, sometimes with a frayed end, to better grab those tasty insects. It's a whole process. Chimps in the Gualugo Triangle in the Republic of Congo are like the master chefs of the termite world. They use tool sets, different tools in sequence, to get termites from nests both above and below ground. They even modify their tools, like fraying the ends of probes with their teeth. This can make the tool 10 times more effective. Imagine that, a simple modification for a 10-fold increase in snacks. Then there's nut cracking, a seriously sophisticated skill, especially common in West African chimp populations. In Bossou, Guinea, for instance, chimps skillfully use stone hammers and anvils to crack open hard oil palm nuts. This isn't just banging rocks together. It requires using both hands for different tasks at the same time, a level of complexity rarely seen in other animal tool users. They even pick just the right stones for the hammer and the anvil, showing foresight and an understanding of what makes a good tool. But it's not all about food. Chimps use leaves as sponges to soak up water for a drink or for grooming. They even use big leaves as makeshift umbrellas to stay dry in the rain. Sticks can become weapons for hunting or for showing who's boss. And believe it or not, some chimps use sticks or grass stems as toothpicks. Talk about personal hygiene. The really incredible part isn't just that they use tools, but how they learn it. It's all about social learning, watching and imitating others. Young chimps spend years observing their mothers and other experienced individuals, slowly picking up the techniques. Studies show they're more likely to copy new nut-cracking methods from older chimps or those their own age, but not younger ones. It suggests a kind of respect for experience. Scientists have even seen expert tool users pass tools to novices, especially from mothers to their kids, almost like a form of teaching. This happens more when the task is complex. For example, in Gualugo, where termite fishing is a multi-step, specialized process, mothers transfer tools to their offspring much more often than in Gombe, where the termite fishing is simpler. It seems like the tougher the skill, the more hands-on the teaching. And here's a fascinating tidbit. Complex skills, like nut cracking, don't just pop up spontaneously. If you give a group of chimps, unfamiliar with nut cracking all the nuts and stones they need, they won't just figure it out. They need a skilled model to learn from. This really highlights how vital social learning is for keeping these traditions alive. Recent research from 2024 even suggests that chimps, like us, can learn sophisticated skills by observing their peers, hinting at something like human social learning, and maybe even a basic form of cumulative cultural evolution, where skills build up and get more complex over generations. They can learn new skills from each other that they can't invent themselves. This social learning leads to one of the coolest things: distinct cultural traditions in different chimpanzee communities. Tool use behaviors, techniques, even what kind of tool material they prefer can vary a lot from one group to another, even if they live in similar environments with the same resources. For example, West African chimps are famous for cracking nuts with stone or wooden hammers. But East African chimps? They don't do it at all, even though they have nuts and stones. Even for the same task, like termite fishing, there are regional styles. Some groups use a single stick. Others have those elaborate toolkits. How they hold the tool, whether they make a brush tip, how they eat the termites off the probe, it can all be different. Chimps in La Belgique, Cameroon, make a brush-tipped stick and rest it on their wrist to eat the termites. But at another site in Cameroon, Korup, they don't make a brush and just shake the stick in the mound with their mouths. These variations, passed down through social learning, are basically chimpanzee culture. And this isn't just instinct. Chimpanzee tool use is backed by some serious brain power. We're talking problem solving, foresight, and planning. They'll select and carry tools for future use. They understand how tools work and choose the right materials for the job. They have good memories and can even seem to understand tasks as a sequence of steps. And of course, they have the fine motor skills and dexterity to handle these tools. What's more, studies show chimps refine their tool use skills well into adulthood. It takes a long time to become a real expert, just like with humans. Older chimps are often better at choosing the right grip and technique. This lifelong learning is crucial for them. So, what does all this tell us? Studying chimp social learning and tool use gives us incredible insights into how human technology and culture might have evolved. Their diverse tool traditions are like a simpler version of our own cultural diversity. It helps us imagine the early stages of our own journey. Some scientists even think simple tech like nut cracking could have been a precursor to more complex stone tool technologies in our early human ancestors. But here's the crucial part. This rich cultural heritage of chimpanzees is under threat. As chimp populations face dangers from habitat loss and other human activities, their unique behavioral diversity is also at risk. When a chimpanzee community is lost, we don't just lose individuals. We lose unique, socially learned traditions and knowledge. Their culture disappears forever. This is why conservation efforts are now looking beyond just genetic diversity to cultural diversity. It means protecting chimps and their homes to ensure these complex behaviors, passed down for generations, can continue. There is even talk of identifying and safeguarding chimpanzee cultural heritage sites. Recognizing specific cultural behaviors, like nut cracking, can be a powerful tool for conservation advocacy. Ultimately, preserving these amazing tool-using primates and their learned skills is vital not just for understanding our closest relatives, but for understanding ourselves. Chimpanzees, with their tools and traditions, show us that culture isn't exclusively human. It's a fascinating reminder of our connection to the natural world and the incredible intelligence that thrives within it. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online. Stay curious, and we'll catch you next time.